You'll often find when you're dealing with a narcissistic individual, no matter what you do for them, no matter how much you bend over backwards to help them, to support them, to serve them, it is never enough for them. No matter how much attention you give them, it is never enough for them. They're always seeking that attention elsewhere. And with the added twist, with a narcissistic individual and their projection, they will do the bare minimum for you and then claim that no matter what they do is never good enough for you. They're projecting onto you so that they can get away with putting the minimal effort in and make you feel grateful for the crumbs that they serve you, meanwhile making you work harder to please them because they've planted in your mindset that you don't do enough for them. And the reason nothing will ever be enough for a narcissistic individual is nothing to do with who you are as a person and everything to do with who they are as a person. They're often very insecure deep down, and this insecurity is deeply rooted within them, and it often drives them to seek that external validation, and no amount of praise, no amount of attention, no amount of recognition will ever fill that inner void, because they're not willing to work on the insecurities they have within themselves. No matter how much attention you give them, it's never enough for them. Also, they've usually done something for you in order to exploit you and get something back from you. Therefore, they expect you to be eternally grateful towards them, and they expect to be able to use that against you whenever they need something from you. They also have that sense of grandiosity. They view themselves as superior. They believe that they deserve that special treatment and that special recognition. Therefore, they're always seeking more. They lack the empathy to care about other people. They're never satisfied. Nothing is ever good enough for them. Nothing will ever be enough for them. They're always seeking more. They often fear that abandonment and rejection, so they're seeking to be the most important person. So if they can make out that you're not good enough for them, it usually can make you work harder to please them, especially if they're triangulating you and creating that competition with you and somebody else, so that they get two people buying for the narcissist's attention. They are highly competitive, so they're never satisfied. They're always looking at what everybody else has got, and they're deeply envious of what everyone else has got, rather than focusing on themselves. And instead of comparing themselves to who they were yesterday, they're comparing themselves to everybody else, and they have an inability to be pleased for others. They have the ability to be envious of the others and try to destroy other people. They can often be perfectionists, and people can develop things such as OCD, and they're not narcissistic. With a narcissistic person, they have unreasonable expectations. They are striving for the unattainable, and they expect you to be able to provide it for them.